The following is a presentation of History Maker Golf. Good morning, everyone. This is RJL518, Robert here, welcoming you here to the Great Woods Country Club, otherwise known as Tournament Players Club Boston, for rounds 1, 2, and 3 of the Northern Trust. This is round 1 of the FedEx playoff that's being done this year for the PGA Tour. So we're going to go ahead and do this tournament at the Northern Trust. We have already the 2 stacks ready for representing all the players that are in this week's tournament. Now, as you know, the tournament gets cut. When you're in the playoff, you get cut by a number of players. So I will get to that, though, as we move on. But we're going to, first of all, it's just the basic round, the first couple of rounds here at the Northern Trust at Great Woods. It's a beautiful course. Tournament Players Club, TPC Boston is beautiful. It's gorgeous. It's another easy course, so we should be getting some pretty low scores again, like we did last week at our tournament there. So as you can see, this is just a presentation, so we're just going to go ahead and get started. So we use our chart. We will be using the golfer injury option in case a 11 does show up on the course. This will be the course we will be using for tomorrow, Great Woods, and these are our cards here. But they are not first. The first to use is outstanding, made the cut, missed the cut, and injured. So hoping for some excitement here today for rounds 1, 2, and 3 of the Northern Trust. Got 100 and maybe about 125 golfers here. About 125, a morning group and our afternoon group. And we'll see what we come up with. Go ahead and shuffle. Okay. All shuffled up. Put that one to the side. This will be the morning group. There's our dice. Our bowl is right over here, so our dice will be here. Let's go ahead and throw our golfers down. We'll do them in stacks like this. Card sleeves on all these golfers makes this so much easier to do. For anybody who has History Maker Golf and because shuffling these cards are difficult, it's not because Play.com uses very good card stock and quality, but these cards that they use are so slippery and so hard to grasp. I recommend getting card sleeves for any season you have. Makes it so much easier to go ahead and play and set up. So let's go ahead and take a look who's going to be our first round. Steeler fan 1933. Welcome to Great Woods Country Club, aka TPC Boston, for rounds 1, 2, and 3 of the Northern Trust. We're about to start rounds 1 and 2. Round 1, actually, which is the morning group. So let's see what we got here. This first stack. Let's see who's going to be going in. That's going to be a 44, and that is a draw 1 golfer and choose top 4 remaining golfers. So we draw the top golfer here, and that's going to be Bryce Garnett. So he makes the cut. And now we choose the top 4 remaining golfers. So let's see who we got. 4C, 4B. It's Brian Stewart, Shane Lowry, Paul Casey, Patrick Reed, and John Rahm is going to kick out the 4B. So these are your top 4 remaining golfers. These guys missed the cut. They are out. And these guys are in. Next stack is a 23, and that is a draw 1 golfer. And that is going to be Ricky Warinsky will make the cut. And now top 2 remaining golfers. And the top 2 remaining golfers is going to be Rory Sabatini and Corey Connors. They make the cut. And these guys didn't quite get there. So they get upside down. Yeah. Of course, they'd all be upside down. Flip them over here. Pain in the ass when we're upside down. Good to see you, Steeler fan. Hope you're having a good Saturday morning. Let's go to our next stack. And that is going to be a 1-2, and they would draw another 1 golfer, which is Brian Harmon. And now only the top remaining golfer in the stack. Jason Day leads it. And Adam Scott's going to get in. So Jason Day doesn't make the cut here at the Northern Trust. Now, here's the thing about not making the cut. If you do not make the cut in this tournament, you are eliminated, which means next week we only start with 70 golfers. So when we go ahead and do the first rounds of next week's tournament, which is the BMW Championship, okay, we only do the third round because we got to cut the golfers down from 125 to 70 to 30. So wherever does not make the cut this week, they are not included in next week's qualifying. So already, you don't make the cut, you're out. 24, that is going to be a draw 2 golfers. So Billy Horschel and Emiliano Grillo will make the cut. And then top 2 remaining golfers. And that's going to be Justin Rose and Tiger Woods is in the tournament. There we go. Tiger's there. We are using the 2018-19 season. When I start a brand new season, a history make my own RJL season, where I'm going to do, I'll have an introduction to, I'll do an introductory video on that, on how I plan to do that. That's going to be done a little differently than how the PGA Tour does it. Tiger's in the round. We'll see what more happens. That is another draw 1 golfer. So Byung-Han An is in the tournament, makes the cut. And then top remaining golfer. And that is going to be a 3A Kevin Kisner makes the round. And these guys are out, which means they will not be in next week's round. Next one we have is a 34. That is a draw 1 outstanding golfer, and that is Tyrell Hatton. I remember Tyrell Hatton I think last time he had a good tournament the last time he was in. So he's an outstanding golfer, automatically an A+. And then we choose the top 3 remaining golfers. And that's going to be Rory McIlroy, Patrick Cantlay, and Vaughn Taylor. So Hogue, Ryder, and Poston do not make the cut, and they are out for the playoff. Stack number 7. That's a 44. That's a draw 1 golfer. And that's going to be Adam Hadwin. He'll make the cut. And then the top 4 remaining golfers. And that is going to be Matt Kuchar at a 1C. Webb Simpson, a 2B. Ches Reavie, a 2C. And Scott Brown, a 3B. So Shank and Long do not make the cut. They are out next week. And these guys are in the cut. Stack number 8. And that is a 45. They draw 1 golfer. Hideki Matsuyama is in the cut. And top 4 remaining golfers, which might be the rest of the stack. Let's see. Ryan Palmer is in. Graham McDowell, 3B, is in. Sebastian Munoz, 4A, is in. And Nate Lashley, 4B, is in. So Colin Morikawa, who actually won the PGA Championship this year, okay, in real life, does not make the cut. So, and of course, you look at his card. This is last year's card for Colin Morikawa, 5A. Guarantee you when Play does the 2019-2020 season, that rating is going up. Guaranteed. But he will not be in the cut, and he is out. That takes care of round 1. Time for round 2. Go ahead and reshuffle these guys just for the heck of it. Round 2 is the afternoon group. Okay. Afternoon group here at the Northern Trust at Great Woods Country Club. Let's see what we got here for the stack number 9. See what we got. That's going to be a 14. That is a draw 3 golfers. So let's see who we got. We have, and of course, these were upside down as well. So we'll turn it up here. Can't believe I had these upside down. That's just bad. That's just bad, people. So draw 3 golfers. Xander Schauffele is in. Lucas Glover is in. And Luis Oosthuizen is in again. He was in last week's tournament. And now the top outstanding golfer. And that is going to be Brandt Snedeker is going to be outstanding. Okay. Bubba Watson and Cameron Smith are out of the playoffs. Next stack. That is a top golfer, and we have an injury. So we got to see if there's anything help there. So we have an injury. So we draw a golfer and exits the tournament. So Victor Hovland is out with an injury, and he is done. And because he's out with an injury, I don't really have to roll how long he's going to be out for. He is automatically removed from the playoff. And now we'll just get the top remaining golfer gets the cut. So who is going to get in? Gary Woodland to 1C, and he will be the one top remaining golfer. So Woodland is in the tournament. And Charles Howell didn't make it. Ricky Fowler, who won the tournament last week, didn't make it. Tony Finau didn't make it. That big stack of good golfers gone. He actually, as I said, he was injured. And I really should put him in the injured stack. So he's injured, but he's going to be out. But he's going to be out really for. I could find out what the injury was anyway. So let's see what kind of injury it was. It's a 16, and he's out till further notice with a knee injury. So Victor Hovland is definitely out for the remainder of the playoffs. Okay, next step. Let's see what we got here. We got a 23. Draw 1 golfer. And it will be Kevin Streelman makes the cut. And now we have the 23. We have the top 2 remaining golfers. Jason Kokrak's a 2C. And Kevin Na's a 3B. So Bradley, Redmond, Jones, and Wolf are out of the playoff. And these guys move on to the next round. Basically means that whoever's in these stacks will be used to draw for next week's round. But we're only going to do 1 round, which will give me the top 30. You'll see how I do that for the top remaining golfers. But that's next week. Next stack. We got a 15. That's a draw 4 golfers. So 4 are going to be in this stack. And that's Keith Mitchell, Abraham Answer, Wyndham Clark, and Cameron Champ. So a lot of 4As. A lot of 4As and a 3B get in there, so they make the cut. And 1 top remaining golfer. Let's see who it is. And it's going to be Bryson DeChambeau. He's in. Straka and Landry are out of the playoffs. Next stack. That's a 36. That's a draw 3 golfers. So Bud Cauley, Ian Poulter, who was in a tournament a few weeks ago, and Brendan Steele, a 7B. He gets in there, 7B. So that's 3 golfers going into making the cut. And then on the 36, the top 3 remaining golfers, and that's going to be Justin Thomas, Troy Merritt, and Denny McCarthy. Bo Hostler out of the playoffs. These guys are in. Stack number 6. And that's a leaner while we roll. That's a 35. Draw 2 golfers. Scott Piercy and Daniel Berger. So Piercy a 2C and Berger a 5C will get into the tournament. We'll get in the, I should say, next round. And then we choose the top two. So what is that, 35? And that is a top 3 remaining golfers. See what we got. Tommy Fleetwood, a 2A. Michael Thompson, a 3A. And Joey Garber, who was in the tournament last week, is a 4B. But he's going to get kicked out by Joaquin Niemann. And he will not make it this time. He is out of the playoffs. So Fleetwood, Thompson, and Niemann are in. Stack number 7. That's a 1-2. That's a draw 1 golfer. That's Matthew Fitzpatrick. He makes the cut. And now the top remaining golfer. So who is in this one? Mark Leishman's a 1C, and he's going to be it. So Herman Moore, Phil Mickelson will not be in the tournament. Jordan Spieth again gets kicked out. Jordan Spieth's card in 2018-19 is weak. We might be when I start an actual season, maybe next year, I'm gonna probably take his best card, because that's what I'm gonna wind up doing, is taking the best cards from these guys. But Spieth is not in, and Phil Mickelson is not in is out of the playoff. That's hard to see. Would have been nice to see Lefty in there. So he is out. Final stack to make the cut for the playoffs, 55. Top 5 golfers. So pretty much I think everybody here is going to make it. Top 5 golfers. So Dustin Johnson is in. You got 3 4As in Harold Varner III, who was having a very good tournament himself this week. Carlos Ortiz, and then Chase Wright and Nick Taylor is out. So these guys make the cut. And there is, now I'm going to go ahead. Even if it's knocked down to 70, I really don't think it matters. But let's see what we got. So let's see what. So now what we do is, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to see 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 9, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 8, 59. 59, 61 golfers made the cut. Normally we'd always take some golfers from the Missed the Cut stack, but because this is a playoff, I'm going to just let it ride with the 61 golfers they have. I don't think it's going to really make much of a difference in this case, because these guys are automatically in, and if you didn't make the cut, you didn't make the cut. So although we could go ahead and take in some of the highest ranked golfers, which is an idea, but no, these guys are out. They are done. And we are ready for the next round. So, and Tyrell Hatton, of course, and Snedeker. So we put these to the side. I'll go ahead and I just wanted to see how many cards we had, and I will reshuffle real quick as we move on to round number 3. Hope you're enjoying a little bit of a quick rounds here. Victor Hovland, of course, is injured. He is done, and he will be out of the tournament and the playoffs. And, of course, we already know these guys here are automatically shuffled. Although you really can't shuffle them since there's only 2. We will roll a die to see what happens there. So let's shuffle them and see what we got, as we now prepare for round number 3. Hope you'll join me tonight, Steeler fam. Payoff Pitch Baseball. We got the Houston Astros and the Colorado Rockies. Big game tonight for both teams. Houston can really solidify their shot at clinching the National League Central. The Rockies only 1 game back of the Giants for second place in the National League West. Both teams need the games. Should be a lot of fun tonight as we now go into the home stretch of Payoff Pitch Baseball, the 1994 pennant race. So join me for that tonight. For those of you who are watching this stream or watching a replay, we have Payoff Pitch tonight. These cards are now put aside. Strokes back. A minus, B, B plus. There really is no need to really do the rest of the line. So, I mean, I could go from B and all the way to D minus over here, which is what I'm going to do, because we're not keeping really track of the Astros at the beginning, close to clinching. You're absolutely right. Their magic number, I believe, is 8. But you got to realize also that some of these teams did not play. Some of those teams did not play. The schedule does not allow me to play a full 162. There's going to be some teams that are going to be missing games. I'm not going to add any more games to it this season. Whatever it is whatever it is. I'm not going to create any extra schedules. The season will end next week. So because some games are missing, that's the way it is right here. And if there is a tie, I will go by percentage points. That's why the wins are important. So it's possible you could have 80 wins and 60 losses. Let's say you play 162 games and you have 90 wins and 70 losses, and one team has 90 wins and 71 losses. And the schedule ends. That team with the 90 wins and 71 losses is out. The 90 and 60 will win. That's how I'm going to do it. So now we have our outstanders. We have our A and A. Oh, this is reversed. So A and A minus, and our B and B plus. These guys are really not going to matter. Whoever goes into this stack here, okay, will not be on the will still be in next week's tournament. So it doesn't matter what grade they finish here as long as they're here. But these guys here still have a chance to contend. So let's now put together our 7 stacks, and let's get our players. For those of you who don't know much about History Maker Golf, this is, in my opinion, the best golf simulation on the planet when it comes to tabletop. I have taken a look. I also play video games. I have taken a look at the new PGA Tour 2K21. It's getting some pretty good reviews. I've not played it. I haven't purchased it. I don't know if I'm going to purchase it. And these are outstanding golfers. All right. It is time to see the 3rd round and see what we got. We have perks. We have our chips over here. We have our chips in our bowl over here ready, just in case we need to get someone needs a perk or so. So here we go. We will get at least 12 golfers. We will get the 12 golfers, and we'll be playing threesomes. After last week, that round, I played that whole round. It took 4.5 hours to stream it. I'm not doing that again. I'll play a half round. I'll do a half round. That's what I'm going to do. We'll pick up about midway through the final round. I'm not doing a full round. Not this week. That just took way too long. Takes a long time to play this game, people, but I'll tell you, it's really a lot of fun doing it. Okay, let's start the 3rd round. And it's going to start with a 56, and that's all golfers draw golfer contends with an A minus. So Brendan Steele with a 7B contends with an A minus. He is there. All others finished with a D. So who is not in it? Munoz, McDowell, Kisner, Ostwiesen, Scott, Reed, Merritt, and Cawley. So these guys, we'll see them next week for the next round, for that one. Okay. Stack number 2. That's a 24. Top golfer contends with an A, and he gets a perk. So the top golfer contends with an A. And let's see who the top golfer is. Matsuyama's 2B. Lowry's with a 2B. Poulter with a 2A is now taking the lead there. Schauffele a 2B. Streelman a 3B. And Dustin Johnson is the winner there. He gets the top golfer, a 24. These guys finished with a C+. They are out. And he gets a perk, an issue. So I put a chip on that to let me know that he has have to roll on the perks or issues list. So Dustin Johnson is definitely in the final round, is on the TV. Next stack. That's a 34. Top golfer contends with an A-. So let's see who the top golfer is. Rory McIlroy's a 1A. Probably think he's probably going to get that. And yes, he does. So Rory McIlroy will be with Brendan Steele, an A-. And 34. Low golfer finishes with a D-. So the low golfer with a D-, and that is going to be Emilio Grillo and Nate Lashley. And Dave Little slips quietly into the gallery, but I see you there, and you're late as usual, sir. Steeler fan, you know the drill on Mr. Little. Thank you very much. Nate Lashley, Emilio Grillo, condemned with D-, so they are both out for the rest of this round. We'll see them next week, but they are done. And meanwhile, it says on a 34, all others contend with a B+. So Kokrak, Simpson, Palmer, and Thompson. I am neither early nor late there, Mr. Little. I start precisely when I mean to. To quote Gandalf from Lord of the Rings. And these guys have a B+, 34. So these are still alive for a chance to make it into the final if we can't get the 12. So they still have a shot to be on TV. We will see what happens. And Bears Den joins us here at Great Woods Country Club for the rounds here, or TPC Boston for rounds 1, 2, and 3 of the Northern Trust. So we already have our 3. Let's see what more we got. Next stack. That is a 1-5. Draw golfer contends with an A and gets a perk. And that is going to be Patrick Cantlay. So he's going to be with Dustin Johnson. He will have a perk or an issue. We'll find out on that. On a 15. And top golfer, that's the draw golfer. Now a top golfer contends with an A-. So top golfer contends with an A-. And that is going to be John Rahm will be in it, as he will join McIlroy and Steele. So it means DeCambeau, Harmon, Piercy, Wright, Berger, and Horschel. With a 1-5, they all contend with C's, and they are out of this round. We'll see them next week. We have 5 golfers right now so far. Let's go to the next stack. That's going to be a 1-5. That's a draw golfer contends with an A. So that's going to be Gary Woodland will join Cantlay, and he gets a perk. Or an issue. So he gets a perk or an issue. That's the draw golfer. The top golfer contends with an A-. So who's going to be the top golfer? Right now it's Jan. Matt Kuchar, a 1C. Mark Leishman, a 1C. And we have a tie, which means we have to see which one will be an A- and one will go into the B+ category. Casey, McCarthy, Champ, Clark, and On did not make it. So they go into B+. So now we have to see if both contend or not. This is where we roll the decider die. Top golfer. So Leishman, that's a yes. He will be an A-. And Kuchar, yes, they both contend. So you're going to have 8 golfers now. So Johnson, Cantlay, Woodland, Steele, McIlroy, Rahm, Leishman, and Kuchar are now in this round. As we had a tie. Stack number 6. Let's see what we have. We have 8. Last week you had an exact 12 when we finished. 56, that's going to be a draw golfer, contends with an A-, and everybody else contends with a D. So whoever we draw here is going to be the only one from this stack that gets in this round tomorrow. And that is going to be Corey Connors. So he will be an A- with Kuchar, with these guys here. So who did not get in? Let's see. Glover, Garnett, Justin Thomas didn't make it. Justin Rose didn't make it. Sabatini didn't make it. Answer, and Harold Varner. All finished with a D, and we will see them next week. Stack number 7, and we still have the outstanding golfers for this week. So we've got, let's see what we got. We got 9. Here comes the next roll. That's a 23, and a draw golfer contends with an A. So whoever's in here has an A. Whoever we draw. And it's Joaquin Neiman as he joins these guys with an A. I'll push him up a little bit here. So those are, we got a lot of big stack at A so far. And now with the rest of these, that's a 23. Others contend with a B+. So they could still, remember, if you're a B+ or a B, you could still get into contention late in the round tomorrow. So I don't push these golfers. I don't put these golfers away. They stay available just in case a golfer can contend. So let's see who is in the Bs. That means everybody else. So that means Vaughn Taylor, Keith Mitchell, Tiger Woods, Scott Brown, Kevin Na, Tommy Fleetwood, and Ches Reavie are B positive golfers, so they could still be in contention. Or if we don't, it looks like we're going to have to pull some from the B+ golfers to probably make the 12. This is History Maker Golf there, Mr. Phil. Welcome here to Great Woods Country Club. Now we have our last 2, which is the outstanding golfers of Brandt Snedeker and Tyrell Hatton. So now we roll for the outstandings and see where these guys wind up. And that is a 1-2. So a top golfer contends with an A+, and the other finishes with a B-. The top golfer is Brandt Snedeker, so he is going to be the leader of this tournament. And Tyrell Hatton goes to a B+. So all the stacks are done. So now we have Snedeker. We have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we have 11 golfers. We need 1 more. Now we go back to the B+. And the way to do this, in my opinion, is whoever is the top golfer in this pack really should be in there. The top golfer. That's where these ratings come into effect. So whoever the top golfer will be, let's see who the top golfers are as we go through the pack. Ches Reavie, 2C, replaced by Tommy Fleetwood, 2A, 3A, 3B. Tiger Woods with 2A. Mitchell, Taylor, 3C, 4A, 4A, 5A. Paul Casey with a 2A joins. 3B, 4A, 2C, 2B, 2B, and a 3A. So we have 3 golfers at a 2A. These guys are still available. They're just not going to be in there. We'll just move them to here. So let's double check our count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So now one of these golfers has to get in. And I'll move them up to an A- on it. Now, how do we decide that? The decider dies will decide what is. If there is, since there are 3 golfers, I'm going to roll the decider die 3 times. Whoever gets a decider die blue dot, okay, will be selected to be at least one of them, and we'll go from here. So Fleetwood's, he's a blank, so I take him down. Tiger Woods, is got one, so he's got a shot. Now Paul Casey, if he gets one of these, okay, we roll again just for these two. If he gets a blank, Tiger Woods is on the TV, and it's there. So Tommy Fleetwood is eliminated. Now we go back to Tiger Woods and Paul Casey, since you can only have one golfer. We do the same thing again. Tiger Woods, he has the blue dot. Paul Casey, he does not have the blue dot, so he will be a B positive. Tiger Woods will stay there. Tiger Woods, I move up to A minus. And there are our 12 golfers for tomorrow. These guys are eliminated from at least this week. We'll put them to the side. These guys at B positive or B plus can still get into contention late. So what I do is I put the B. I go ahead and put the B positive right here, and they will stay with this deck, or stack, I should say. We put them to the side, knowing that they can still get into contention. The B minus, and the D minuses are removed. We still have perks, so we got to find out what those perks are, but not until we find out where these guys will be sitting. So now we go ahead and find out what the scores are for the strokes for the back. Sometimes run out of room. All right, whatever. Okay. Now let's see where everybody's sitting. Brandt Snedeker is the leader, or at least is the only outstanding. So he's an A plus. So he definitely will be leading this tournament. So we'll move Snedeker over to here automatically. We just got to find out what score he's running. This tournament last year, the par of this course is a par 71. So a third round, so 3 rounds of par would be 213. Okay. The score last year was between 268 and 272. So what we do is we roll on this course, this level here, to find out where they're going to be, and we'll get our over and under score for this. So 268 to 272, we roll, and the decider die decides where he's going to be. So Brandt Snedeker. So if 213 was par, was par for the course. So let's see what we got. So Brandt Snedeker rolls a blank. So that is a 202 for him. So he starts at 202, and 213 is par 3. So I believe that makes him an even. I think that makes him 11. I should know my basic math. I want to make sure. So Brandt Snedeker is going to start the tournament at 11 under par. So 11 under par is the leading score for tomorrow's round, and that's where Brandt Snedeker will be. So he starts at 11 under. Not bad. Now we go to see who is 1 stroke and 2 strokes back. I'm going to go ahead and clear these, and I'll just put them up to the board as we get there. So Brandt Snedeker at 11. Now we do the guys that are 1 strokes and 2 strokes back. Dustin Johnson, Patrick Cantlay, or Gary Woodland are A's. So they roll on, they'll either shoot a 203 or a 204. Last week I made some mistakes on calculations, so I got to be sure on this time. So Brandt Snedeker is 202, and he's 11 under. Dustin Johnson is a blank, so he's 204. So that means that he is going to be 2 strokes back, which means he'll be which means he'll be 9 under par. Patrick Cantlay is also going to be at 9 under par. I use these numbers, these little cutouts, because I don't do it. I don't do it electronically, such as Earl at Tabletop Baseball Plus does it. And remember, and he just did his qualifying for his UK Open. So for those of you who haven't checked him out, please check his channel out, Tabletop Baseball Plus. Earl did his championship of the UK. It actually had a very interesting. He had a very interesting decision to make in rounds 1 to 3. Please check it out. It was a very interesting decision, and it concerned Darth Emmerich, as we like to call him. So please check his channel out. It was a very interesting decision. Finally, Gary Woodland. Woodland has a single dot, so he's actually at 203. So Woodland will be at 10 under right now. And these are the only guys that got perks. Now what we'll do, so we know everyone here is an A-. We can get rid of these guys now, put these back to here. And we can move everyone down so I have some space. Need a bigger desk, right, guys? Since everybody is an A-, we already know as an A-, we already know that that's going to be no more than 3 or 4 shots back. There's not going to be anybody 5 or 6 shots back because we have no B pluses in the tournament. At least in this. So everybody in right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 will either be 3 or 4 shots back. So we should have a very good round showing. So 5 and 6 we really do not need. Throw that back. And I'm going to start from the top. So I'll go ahead and start from here. We'll start with Brendan Steele. Let's see where he finishes at. They are A-. Brendan Steele is a decider die. So that would be 205. So he will be, let's see, 205. So he was 11 to 205. So he is going to be 3 shots back, as Brandon Steele will be 3 strokes back, and he will be at 8 under par. Rory McIlroy, that's a blank. So he's 206, so he's going to be 4 shots back at 7 under. John Rahm, that's a decider die. Rahm will be 8 under, 3 shots back. Mark Leishman, blank. He'll be with Rory McIlroy at 7 under. Matt Kuchar is going to be with these guys here at 8 under. Corey Connors gets a blank, so he'll be at 7 under. Joaquin Niemann, blank, so he's 7 under. And finally, Tiger, which I'm actually very happy to see him in. But Tiger's going to have a blank as well, and he's going to be at 7 under. So this pretty much is these are the final round, the final scoring after the 3 rounds of play. That's pretty much what it is. This is what their 3rd round final scoring is. We'll put that there. And there you have it, guys. So Brandt Snedeker at 11 under par at Great Woods Country Club will lead the tournament going into the final round tomorrow. Gary Woodland at 10 under is 1 shot back. Dustin Johnson and Patrick Cantlay are 2 shots back at 9 under. Brendan Steele, John Rahm, Matt Kuchar are all 8 under par. Rory McIlroy, Mark Leishman, Corey Connors, Joaquin Niemann, and Tiger Woods are all 7 under. Brendan Steele is a 7B rated player. I think he's just very happy to be pairing with these guys. Now let's find out what perks we got for golfer issues. Let's see what we have. So now we get back to rolling the dice. Let's see what kind of perks Gary Woodland, Dustin Johnson, and Patrick Cantlay will have. All set to write it down. So we'll start with Gary Woodland. I usually write them on the back of the sheet. And then I make up little markers if I need to remind me what perks they might have or might not have. Okay. We roll a black, a white. Let's see. So we got the black die, the white die, and the decider die, just in case. Let's see what kind of perks Gary Woodland has or issue. And that is a 1 and a 2. So it's caddy, and he gains a choice quality. Okay. Gains a choice quality. Dustin Johnson. All right. So what do? We got to give him a choice quality. And I go to the rule book, and let's see how many I might randomly select. It could be bad. It could be good. So and it's a decider die, so it's in effect till further notice as well. So whatever choice quality he gets. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25. Okay, there are 25 choice qualities, which kind of makes things interesting. So here's what we're going to do on this. I think I thought I had my D4 here. I thought I had my D4. Where'd that go? Oh, there it is. So here's what we're going to do. Going to use the book to decide to see what we got here. We're going to use the book. This is the rule book for the game. And here are the choice qualities and semi-qualities. Woods, irons recovery, putting, and experience. I'm going to roll a D4. The D4 is going to tell me if it's going to be Woods, irons recovery, putting, or experience, and then we'll roll from here. And that D4 is a 4 that comes up, so it's going to be experience. Now we have icon, prospect, gilded, and dynamic. So now what we'll do is I'll roll a decider die and the D4 again, and we'll see what it comes up with. And that's going to be a 3 and a blank. So Gary Woodland is going to be gilded for this round. So he gains gilded, and that's not good. He gains gilded for the round. And gilded is not usually something you want to be. That's actually a bad quality. So Gary Woodland will gain gilded. Now we go to Dustin Johnson, who's at 9 under. I just thought that was kind of fair. And he's gilded till further notice, and I'll put that as TFN. Next up is Dustin Johnson. And that is a 66. That's an internal 6 and he gains an extra control till further notice. So Dustin Johnson's going to have extra control. And that is pretty good on this course at Great Woods Country Club. Extra control for Dustin Johnson. And finally, I'll take off the blue marks that I know that I went ahead and gave him. Now, finally, Patrick Cantlay. And that is going to be a 1-1, and he loses a choice quality. Oh, okay. Loses a choice quality of further notice. Now, he has 5 qualities on there. 6 qualities. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to make it random. Roll a 1-4. That's a 2. That's going to go to irons. So he's semi-champion. the semi-champion there. So he loses a choice quality. So he's going to lose semi-champion. He's going to lose the quality completely. There is a choice of losing semi-qualities. You can go ahead and lose a choice semi-quality, which means you just lose the semi. You lose the choice quality in this one. So Patrick Cantlay will not have semi-champion on his list, which could hurt. So in reality, what I do is I just cover up semi-champion with a blank marker, leaving that blank. So those are your perks. So Woodland gains Gilded till further notice. Dustin Johnson will have extra control, and Patrick Cantlay loses semi-champion for this round, and that is it. So final after 3 rounds, Brant Snedeker at 11 under par leads the tournament. Gary Woodland 1 shot back at 10 under. Dustin Johnson and Patrick Cantlay at 9 under. Brandon Steele, John Rahm, and Matt Kuchar all 8 under par. Rory McIlroy, Mark Leishman, Corey Connors, Joaquin Niemann, and Tiger Woods are all at 7 under. And we will be playing tomorrow. At the Great Woods Country Club, Norton, Massachusetts, which is otherwise known in reality Tournament Players Club Boston, for the final round of the Northern Trust. Probably do that round. I'll try to do it as maybe early morning as well, late morning or early afternoon. And it'll be a half round. So I'll pick it up about, I'm actually going to pick it up. I looked through the score sheet here, and the halfway marker is right after the second group pairs off. We're going to go back to threesomes. It's faster. And they're going to pair off after the 10th hole. So we will pick up pretty much at the third group at the 9th hole and the 4th group at the 8th hole tomorrow at the Northern Trust. Dave Little, Bears Den 007. Phil, Steeler Fan 1933. Thank you very much for joining me today, and we will see you. And Tenacious Strat, thank you very much there, Earl. Thank you very much for joining me there. Make sure you check out his channel. He just did a UK, and as I said, very interesting stuff that he did with Darth Emmerich. Please watch it. I'm not going to spoil it, but you need to see what he did with him, and because he's everybody's favorite golfer on the Tenacious Pro Tour. So absolutely check out that channel. That was fun to watch this morning, really. I really didn't know where you were going to go with him. Thank you very much for all joining me today at Great Woods Country Club. We'll see you tomorrow for the final round here of the Northern Trust. Thanks very much, everyone. And, of course, remember, baseball tonight, Houston Astros, Colorado Rockies, big game tonight on Payoff Pitch 1994 pennant race. Tell everyone, see you later. Stay smart, stay strong, stay safe, stay healthy. See you later, guys.